Good morning. My name is Mark Tredenik, and I send you my greetings from Gundungurra country in the southeast of the continent of Australia where I live. I'm a poet, and it's been my very great honour over the past few years to spend some time in Beijing as a guest of the Lushan Academy in Xichang and elsewhere throughout your great land, as the guest most often of the very great G.D. Mudger. In the course of my travels, I've had the great privilege to come into the company of my friend Hunter, Professor Huang Xiaozheng, a very fine man, and it's my joy to celebrate today the launch in Beijing of his translation of the folk songs of Liu Sanji, whose company I met through my friend Hunter in China in my travels. These are wonderful translations into a kind of plain-spoken, earthy, everyday English, and I commend the book to all of you, especially those of you who don't know her work so well. Among the many things I might say about the wonders of this translation, chiefly I'd say that these translations give Liu Sanji back to her country, to her realm, to the karst mountains of Guilin, the Guilin region in the south of China, where one of these days I hope to travel. Hunter does this by reading the songs, liberating them from the way that they've been commandeered, as often happens through history, to various lines of mainstream political and theoretical thought, liberating her songs and giving them back to where they perhaps chiefly belong, which is in those mountains, and where they are instances of mountain songs of the region. But there are some other things I'd emphasize about Hunter's translations here, several enactments of freedom that he performs for this wonderful artist, 1,000 years old. He frees her from the discourses, as I mentioned, to which she's been recruited as a kind of embodiment of a working-class heroine, as a heroic figure of resistance, as an embodiment of nationality. He gives her back to herself in the freedom of her humanity and in the fullness of her femininity. I think Hunter's achievement in this regard is marvelous, and I commend to you his introduction, where he speaks to this particular aspect of the translations. In addition, Hunter's translation gives Liu Sanji back to us in the freedom of our humanity, for she is what each of us can be at our very best. And literature has always served this purpose, I think, to allow us to find ourselves represented as we might yet learn to be. She gives her back to her time, and she gives her back to all time. He also, I should say, gives her back to these times. Her songs could almost be an anthem for the emphasis that Syrian culture and politics have found in both East and West right now to identity and to the overlooked feminine poetries and arts of all times. So congratulations, Hunter. I'm proud to be your friend. I'm glad to see this work in the world. I look forward to being with you all again very soon. I thought I might just close with the closing words from the preface that Hunter asked me to write to this book, which is called How to Love Like a Mountain. Here then is Liu Sanji, freed from others' orthodoxies, walking in the integrity of her own ideas, in the music of her own heart, in the weather of her own culture, in the idiom of her own mountain realm, liberated by this humane rendering of her profoundly human life and works, in which each of us can find a self it's still not too late yet to be, a life it's not too late to live. So congratulations, Hunter, and to your publishers and everyone who had something to do with this fine book. I look forward to being in your company again very soon. Farewell.